Welcome. Clearing all negative energy attachments, all karmic contracts, all negative karmic work that is in our field, any generational traumas that we are currently clearing. We invite to gently, gently fall away from our fields during this reading, during this solstice season. These 3 days, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, or afterwards, if you are receiving this message after this current time experience, please know that it will still be for you. Thank you so much for your beautiful presence. We are inviting the angelic frequencies of protection and of unconditional love to support us today in understanding how to utilize this solstice for the highest realities possible, knowing that the seeds that we plant now during solstice will be the plants that we have as fruition in our future. We are so grateful for the abundance of opportunities and potentials that are available to us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. I'll start by saying that it has been very intense. There is a clearing that is available first, and that moves us into the transformation. But in order to get into a new experience of reality, we do first have to clear anything that is incompatible with that. And this is a sort of universal test that arrives when an upgrade is available. If we are able to pass the test, it simply means that we are ready for a new experience. And if we respond to the test in the same way that we have in the past, it means that we will repeat the cycle to learn the lesson again, or maybe the first time. So, if you are ready for a new reality, this is most likely for you. And we are collectively going through this change. We are giving ourselves permission to accept that where we are at is not the fullness of where we can be. Yes, claim I'm ready in the comments. Thank you so much. We do have to choose ourselves, claim ourselves to live in this reality, this new reality. And so these are the chosen ones, the ones who choose themselves. And if this is you and you're ready for this new experience, then I welcome you to drop what your experience is in the comments so that I can connect more specifically to your message, to you. And also, you can like, share, check out my profile, my other videos, and that will all help me tune into you, because the more you connect with me, the more that we are connected in community, and I am reading specifically for community today. So welcoming our divine family to arrive to receive these beautiful messages of support today, bringing us ease and peace through the darkest nights of the year. Let's see first, I have from the Rose Oracle, a message from the Temple Priestesses of the Rose lineage. A rose without thorns, you have a right to your joy, peace, and sweetness in life. The thorns in the rose are symbolic of protection. So without the thorns, it is a memory of our innate safety. This is so beautiful. A memory of the ancient temples that we used to live in. Anybody who has memories of this way of being, of living with our fellow sisters in community, with support, where we were able to rest in safety continuously. If you have memories of this, it can feel like such a deep longing to experience that again, although it's not fully available to us in our planet at this current time. We do have the memories and we still long for it. And so this can inform us about moving forward as well, because as we move into the golden age, we are remembering these truths that have been hidden for a few thousand years. And one of the main truths is about the safety of the feminine, how deeply protected the feminine is. So a lot of what we are currently clearing, especially as women, has to do with the past trauma that we have experienced, that our families have experienced, that our sisters have experienced. And we are learning how to be in acceptance and deep compassion for the truth of reality, including the most painful pieces. And so the rose, in its eternal delicacy, is so able to surrender to this truth of her safety, that she doesn't grow thorns, she doesn't need protection, because she knows that her purpose is to shine brightly as the beautiful being that she is. It's almost melancholic, that one. You know, I see the trampled rose as well, and I see the beauty of the trampled rose in that as well. There is a collective feeling between us as women as well, sometimes that comes in and out, so let me know if you relate to it, of being too broken for love. So that's one of the feelings that came through with that card. And there's a beauty to it, because there's, yeah, kind of like a romantic, melancholic feel, which, you know, it is pretty dark. It's definitely shadow work, but there's a part of us that does enjoy the darkness. Now, let's also look at this reality of solstice, because we are in the 3 darkest days of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. So the darkness becomes a gift rather than a challenge for us, because the darkness represents our own wombs, and it represents the eternal void. The void is the place where creation can exist, because nothing is there, like a blank page. And when nothing is there, everything is possible. I'm going to pull in the moon energies, because we do have a full moon coming up next week, which I do feel is currently, it's kind of got this overlapping feel with the solstice as well, because the parasitic energies that are the strongest during the full moon are starting to really act up right now, with the darkness especially. So if you do notice that type of psychic attack or purging of past memories, things that you don't want to face that are arriving to be faced, please know that that is part of our journey, and that you will only see the things that you are ready to face. I highly recommend parasite cleansing before the full moon to support the ease of that experience. This card from the moon is a number 10. I craft my core desires with certainty and ease. Really beautiful image. The 10 is the completion. So coming around full circle, knowing the fullness of who we are and of our power as well, is very beautiful. We are stepping into our power through this creative experience. Again, with the void, we see this creative possibility. This is another version of this, knowing that we are creating our realities. And so you see she is making some sort of spell, some sort of food, whatever it is, but she is in a process of utilizing her energies, directing her energies into something intentionally. So she is creating something, and she is only doing that because she knows that she can, right? This is again, choosing ourselves, because once we know that we are this powerful is when we give ourselves permission to act that way, which is when we have the ability to see results. All right, if there's anything specific you'd like me to look into, just let me know. I have a spell card, so let's look at what ritual or energies are meant to come through today to support us in this ritual of the solstice, of how we can change our realities, the seeds that we're creating. And certainly, yes, we're not alone. The intensity of the day is very relevant and certainly collective. Intensity, can be vague and broad, but certainly for those of us who are on this change timeline, it can feel really wild, because we are clearing away things that were really intense in the past and which we maybe didn't have the capacity to face before. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, I got 2 cards. So we're looking at ritual. What is the ritual wanting to come through for us today to offer us, today through solstice, to offer us support in these seeds of what we are creating in our new realities, whether that is relationship, whether that is money, whatever it is that you are calling in. We are inviting these new experiences through this ritual. So let's see. Again, 10 comes as the first card. So again, a message of completion, full circle. We are at the end of a cycle. This is the end of the cycle. With Pluto transiting into Aquarius, it's such a powerful change, transformation, an ego death, or a death of whatever this old story was, to come now into a more authentic story that is aligned with who we truly are. The old stories of the past cycles were more of these karmic clearings of generational trauma, of fragmentations that happened in our past. Now, having come full circle, we are stepping into this deeper level of authenticity. We are removing the masks of who we thought we had to be to survive, and we are showing up as who we truly are, knowing that who we truly are is our divine destiny. We are shining bright, we are safe, and we are oh so confident. So, the first message in terms of ritual is to step into authenticity. I recommend this in terms of being fully honest with ourselves and with our loved ones about who we are, what we want, and being authentic with the universe about what we want too. So when we are creating this new reality, first of all, we're shedding the old layers, like taking off that mask. But then what we're doing is we are able to step into what we truly want completely unapologetically. I want more money. I want more clients. I want love. I want truth to fill me. I want the difficult things to move through me easily and gently with deep compassion, so that I can support myself, my sisters, and my loved ones to also do the same. The second card concerning ritual is Safe Home Protection, 39. Yeah, beautiful. So, as we step into these rituals, one of the first things that we're going to need to do is to create protection. Now, protection, I must be specific, is not about fighting or about armoring, okay? Those things take effort. What we are talking about here is instead a natural safety that comes through for us that does not require any effort. So this could be a masculine counterpart who arrives as the protector. It can also be white light that you surround your field and your home and your family with on a daily basis to make sure that no negative energies are welcome. And we can say these things. They are very powerful if you use your words to say, we do not consent to any negative energies entering here. We only allow in this white bubble of protection the highest frequencies of angelic, divine, and love to come through. And this is the only energies that we are available to allowing into our fields. This is the strongest form of protection because it doesn't require your energy. You cannot get drained from this form of protection. And it's also extremely effective because when you are fully focusing on the light, the negative energies are repelled naturally. Repelled naturally, you see. When you go through parasite cleansings and clearings of old trauma, the things in our life which are contraindicated, which are not going to support that new reality, will naturally leave. And so if you are currently upgrading yourself, you're setting these spells, you're setting protection spells, and then people in your life arrive and start talking about how they have to leave, they start disappearing, you get some ghosting, those are protection moves. The people and the energies and the situations that are contraindicated to your prayers will naturally be repelled to your field. And so you do not need to fight them anymore. They don't come near you because you have set up this divine protection. Beautiful. Again, this is a seed that we are creating, which is going to be continually sprouting and growing into full-blown entity, is what I heard, being, right, in the coming years. So the seed that we are currently creating within it is right now really just the introduction, but it is so powerful and expansive, continually expanding. Okay. Now let's look in terms of our hearts. We're looking at relationship, love, connection, intimacy, and we are welcoming messages from the angelic realms to offer us support and clarity around our hearts, what we are seeding now. 16, love is all around you. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. As we are tuning in deeper to our hearts at this time, planting these seeds of truth, of our future, of our deservingness, of our worthiness, we are asking for what we desire, knowing that our desires are aligned with our divine purpose. And what we feel from this in our hearts as a result is such profound abundance of love everywhere around us, completely overflowing with so many examples of various forms of love. These experiences are surrounding us, filling our field, and we are giving ourselves permission to actually notice them, to feel them, to look away from the shadow and to instead focus and feel the beauty that is currently present. As we do this, similarly to creating that white bubble of protection, the energies that we focus on begin to expand. And so the more gratitude for love that we offer, the more that love expands for us. 16 comes as a message of the angelic frequencies as well. And number 7. Okay. I'm going to come into the tarot, and then we're going to finish off in a little while with Isis, a channeled message and maybe some soul language. But first, let's ask a few questions to provide clarity. Message and maybe some soul language. But first, let's ask a few questions to provide clarity through this transformation. What is the main thing that we need to know today? The communication that we have to offer it's coming at such a rapid pace. There's this can't stop it type of feeling of expression. It's such a relief. And so we really move into it in this excited way, almost compulsive, impulsive. It feels like can't hold it back. So as we allow this to happen, we give ourselves permission to feel this, to experience it, to express ourselves, to actually use our voices. There's a really strong result, right? This type of energy is very powerful, and it's the type of thing that you can't avoid seeing, right? So it has an impact, and it is specifically related to using our voices. Now, moving into the golden age, one of the main messages that I have personally received about the golden age and the transition that we are going through is that our voices have much more impact than it used to. We are aware that our words are creating our realities, and we are so ready with the exact precise words that we need in order to create that reality. Now, what is this reality that we are creating? Let's talk about it. Oh, goodness. Well, the 8 fell out again. That was kind of weird. Like I didn't even really shuffle, but it just popped out again. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So again, about communication, a different version of it here for sure. This is not just about the words that we say. It's not a lot of words or fast. It's more about the precision and the depth and the wisdom that is in those words. You see the owl as a representation of the wisdom and of the ability to see 360, moving our vision around into the full spectrum of what is available. We are no longer able or willing to avoid the truth of what our experience is offering us. There is things that perhaps we would prefer to avoid, or that we have avoided in the past, or that our generational lineage has avoided. And so here we are giving ourselves permission to look and to see the truth of what is here so that we can change that. What else are we calling in, seeding into this new reality? The Page of Air. So the Queen and the Page together. I see the Queen arriving with the Page. The Page in this deck is a message. So the Queen arrives with a message, which is pretty clear with this air energy representing our communication and our thoughts and our minds. So as this message comes in, let's see. What is the message? You know, it's interesting. It's kind of like taking me through this experience one tiny step at a time, where my feeling is wanting to jump right to the main juice, but the cards are arriving with these little details, one piece at a time. So this is how it feels for us. And yes, these messages are for you, absolutely. And this one step at a time gives us permission to move forward in ways that are more gentle and that are more sustainable as well, because we're able to better digest one small bite at a time, versus if we were to jump into the full new reality immediately, it can have this kind of blowing out our nervous system kind of feel. So instead, we are taking just one step at a time into this new reality. But let's continue to look at what this new reality is. We understand ourselves as the queen, being able to speak realities into existence. And we understand that we have a very specific message that arrives with us. What is this message that is arriving with us in this new reality? What is the message that we need to know that we are speaking and creating and seeding in this new reality, beginning with this current time and solstice? More air, 5 in reverse. Okay. So in the chaotic experiences, when things are feeling quite intense, complex, when we're not sure what is real or what is right, what is up and which is down, right? This is a very intense experience that requires us to find a new way of working with this reality, okay? If anybody would like to move deeper into this version of what you are changing, what your version of this change is coming forward, I would be so happy to tap into your personal frequencies. This is currently a collective reading, and so I will be offering these messages for you. The more that you tap into my energies, the more it will be personal to you, but you will need to apply it to your personal story. And if you wish me to do that with you, then we can talk about that. And I do have 50% off for solstice readings right now. Okay. Let's talk. I see you. Let's talk about this feeling that we have in that kind of chaotic place. One of the feelings that can happen is a feeling that there's been some sort of negative magic put towards us. So let's talk about that. Another way that this can express itself is through a psychic attack, or it can be through nightmares, extremely drained energy. These are all similar feelings. So anybody who has experienced that, this one is going to be for you. We're tapping into how are we changing this reality? What are we changing? How are we moving through this in order to create a new reality where we know that no negative energies are able to enter our field unless we consent? That what we experience is a reflection of ourselves. And whatever somebody puts on somebody else simply comes back to them like a boomerang. Yeah, the High Priestess. So when we're in this state of feeling that somebody has done something to us, what is happening is that we are not in our priestess power. In our full priestess power, we understand that we are the creators of our reality and that we are able to transmute everything. So even the most painful experiences, and believe me, I have experienced and witnessed these, even in those, we find a lesson and a strength. We know that we can take even the most negative energies and turn them into positive energies because we are the creators of our reality. So if you're in this state of being, thinking somebody sent me negative magic and somebody has done something to me and that's why I'm struggling, this is a state of avoidance and lack of responsibility. This is a state of not knowing how powerful you are. Once you step into your power, you remember that you are the creator and that any negative experience that comes your way, you are able to turn into an empowered story. What was the saying I just heard? The bigger the demon you slayed, the better the story. Okay, so a lot of the collective stepping into this high priestess role, understanding deeper layers of our power, feeling empowered. So beautiful. Let me know if there's any further questions in this realm that we want to get into. I'm seeing more of this new reality kind of forming, unfolding. We're creating this story by imagining, what do we actually want? What do we actually want? And what part of me is still resistant to believing that I deserve that we're worthy of it? Okay, let's see. Is anybody asking for love out there? This is love for sure, but it's also, I see this also as support, very practical support of emotional support, of energetic support, this sort of steady passion that we desire. So it's beyond love. It's so much more than relationship. It's about this deeper reality of what the masculine has to offer and about what the heart has to offer. So we have the king and the queen in the present reality here with us today. We are seeding this connection between them. We see that they are opposites. We have the air queen and now we have the fire king. A very wise queen who can see, and then the very passionate king who is on fire. A really amazing combination. I love to combine these energies as well to see the air and the fire combined. Again, this same vision that I saw earlier is like a tornado of just very chaotic energy flying around. And I see us centered in the middle of that, in this very peaceful middle point of complete stillness in the eye of the storm. So even though the chaos is around us. So that's very curious. I'm interested in that middle point, that very center stability point that is currently representing the union of the Queen of Air and the King of Fire. Yeah, once we are in that state of combining our energies, of allowing other people to step in where we are needing support as well, then we are able to step into this high priestess role again. This is a huge piece actually, because I feel what this is about mostly is about collaboration, knowing that we don't need to do this alone. So when we allow that other energy to come in to support us, that really is when we give ourselves permission to step into our true fullness, because we're no longer wasting energy on things that are not our gifts, trying to do things that are not our gifts. And so instead, now we get to step into this reality where our gifts are our priority and we're supported to be able to bring those to the world. Okay, let's go into Isis. We'll have one card from Isis and a channeled soul language to anchor in this new story. Queen of Heaven, blessings from the Divine Empress of the Sky. The main message here is about worthiness, knowing that we are connected to this divine frequency, that the goddess lives through us, that we are expressions of her. We are living, breathing expressions of divine Queen of Heaven energies. So as we embody this truth and we see the reality of who we really are, this is the authenticity coming through again. Authentically, we feel this, we know this, that we are divinely connected, that we are all one with each other, that we have this empowered reality to create it feels very powerful, like this sort of, the way that she arrives is very dominant, right? Nobody can look away. Nobody can look away. She captures every eye. Blessings from the Divine Empress of the Skies. Yeah, the Empress is also the progression of the High Priestess. It's the next card. So that's interesting as well, that we progressed even between decks from the High Priestess into the Empress. And I see that as well with this empowered move. Once we realize that we are the High Priestess and we continue to build that energy, then we do step into this Empress, this empowered version. So let's tune into the soul language from Goddess to anchor this truth into our realities. It can help to put your hand on your heart or to open your hands in front of your heart. The messages of the soul language do move through the heart much more than they do the conscious mind, kind of like subliminals. They're able to bypass the conscious mind. So take a deep breath and give yourself permission to let this message come through and to anchor in the seeds of the new reality that we are planting currently during solstice. Ushanai, Ushanai, Kuhueam, Kushuhiam, Kui, Kui, Asua, Asua, Asu, we remember, we remember, we believe, we believe. Ashoe nakalea soa, Isaya leakona, Isaria salaho, Apaike ahayo, Isaya, Onoya hayeha, Isoa. Peace living in our hearts in this empowered space. Peace, bring us peace. Peace, we call upon the peace. Welcome, welcome welcoming our peace to enter our hearts. Peace lives in our hearts. Queso queam palesiam. Questa laisiana creenda corrienda shorenda pushiatriciana cricana and the creenda cushuri petikishana curenda pariata corrieta corsueda. Questa laisiana creenda corrienda shorenda pushiatriciana cricana and the creenda cushuri petikishana curenda pariata corrieta corsueda. Removing any blocks from our voices at this time. Into our hearts we are emptying like sand moving through a sieve. Any negative energies, any dark attachments, any negative attachments that are not meant for us, any shadow aspects that have been reliving are now karmically clearing from our field, falling into the earth so gently and so easily, leaving our heart spaces completely pure and white. And into our wombs now, we are allowing ourselves to feel the intensity of the truth of what we have experienced. We are allowing ourselves to connect with all of our sisters, our mothers, our divine lineages, to know that we are connected, that we are together. We witness each other in every challenge. We are fully present. We do not shy away from even the most painful experiences, because we know that when my sister is in pain, I am in pain. And so I choose to always arrive with full acceptance of reality, with full unconditional love and compassion for the truth of what we have experienced in our wombs, the misuse of our wombs clearing from us now. Any part of us that used to allow the misuse of our wombs is leaving us now. We no longer accept the use or misuse of our wombs in our bodies, in our sisters' bodies. We clear any negative attachments. We clear any energies that wish to use or to drain or to harvest our energies, leaving our fields now. We do not consent. We do not consent. We do not consent to any negative energies entering our fields. We are centered in our hearts. We are remembering the truth of our pure nature, and we are opening ourselves to this reality fully now. Kuashala isana ikhar. Entering again the heart space, the white light, giving ourselves permission to enter a state of peace, stillness, knowing that in this darkest night of the year, we are planting new realities. We are choosing new realities. This is the most powerful time for us to be creating new realities. The energies of the entire planet and the entire cosmos of this reality are supporting us and moving us into our highest realities. Everything is moving through us to support us in creating this new reality. All we need to do is allow, we accept, we allow, we accept, we allow, we accept, we allow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We invite these new truths to anchor themselves into our realities, to nourish them, to water them, to grow them, and to allow them to come into fruition in the coming year of 2024. Knowing that it is our divine right to feel love, to accept the truth of our divine nature, to to be deeply supported and respected for the gifts that we offer as feminine beings, willing to see the truth of what is in front of us, willing to feel the truth of what is in front of us. These are divine missions that the feminines have arrived to offer to this planet. The people who are dissociated, who are disconnected, the versions of ourselves who are disconnected and dissociated, we now accept this role of moving these energies through us because we know that we are capable. We know that we have capacity. We know that we are so deeply willing to do this work because we can, because we trust ourselves to be able to do this, because we love ourselves to be able to do this for ourselves and for every person in our field, especially our loved ones, especially our sisters. We are here for each other. We will not back down. We are here for each other. We are here for ourselves, and we will not back down. We are willing to see and to face and to feel everything that needs to, so that we can move into a totally new reality, and so that we can bring the entire planet with us. Whoever is willing, whoever is wanting, we are together. We are together now. We are no longer alone. The age of the lone wolf has gone. We are now together. Thank you so much for connecting here. If you wish to dive deeper into your own personal version of this, I do have my readings currently at 50% off to support you during this solstice time. If you would like to receive that, you can drop a note in the comments, and you can also click the link in my bio to access that. I am here for you. I am a somatic and energetic therapist. I'm a psychic. I'm a divine feminine embodiment guide, here offering messages only of the highest reality possible from the source of love. So if that's you and you would like to receive support, I welcome you. The most divinely aligned and pure energies of solstice radiating from us as we now step into this new reality. Thank you, thank you, thank you.